ko Waikaremoana Waitoki tōku ingoa, no Ngāti Mahanga, me Ngāti Hako. For the last few years, I have been working at the University of Waikato in the School of Psychology. This year will be the president of the New Zealand Psychological Society. I've been involved with them for a few years. So I'm currently the president-elect. That was a 2-year position. And I take up that role in August. I am also on the Suicide Prevention Office. And I'm really enjoying that work. My other real passion is I do martial arts. Looking at hapu ora for mama and their families. The project started during the COVID. We thought, well, actually what we'll do is we will get started. We will get the ethics done and those preliminary things done so that we can get out and roll with what's going on. And it takes and in doing that, we can also explore this COVID experience that has affected whānau. I have been looking to bring together our Māori cultural concepts because they've been used in so many different ways in health space, for example, where we use whanaungatanga, karakia, whakapapa understandings, all our oral traditions, our creative arts, our mātauranga around science, the stars, cosmologies, the environment. And we're looking at those core concepts that exist across those things. And so what are those core common threads that we can just go, that's our mātauranga Māori. And from that, we can develop our models, we can develop our theories. And so, for example, when we went into this rāhui, we had these rather big tensions playing out on social media and through the news, through the internet space, right, through the digital space. Our people are more vulnerable in their 50s and in their 60s. And then rāhui is a better understanding of a term than lockdown, you know. Rāhui is a protective mechanism. It's about preserving mauri, enhancing mana, enhancing tapu, and enhancing collectivity. And so you've got these two concepts from the get-go. One is a lockdown, and the other is who are our most vulnerable. And so all the way through the rāhui levels, I saw playing out on the digital space, a Western frame and a Māori frame. And so you had come out and, go home, stay home and practice mindfulness. Or, if you need to talk to someone, if you're feeling lonely, ring someone. And yet they're helpful, they're very helpful, but they needed a deeper, culturally relevant frame of understanding. Actually, we've got a deep mistrust and a valid fear that if that pandemic hit us in the way that we expected it might, it would devastate our whakapapa. Māori having checkpoints were protesters and we were vilified. The fact that Māori were not included in the government's pandemic response committee. And so we had every cause to believe that we were in this on our own. Yet iwi all around the country immediately just did what they do best, which is to preserve and work to preserve our whakapapa. So each week I meet with an international group of psychological societies. This included the UK, the United States, China, South America, South Africa, Italy, Ireland. So a number of psychological societies. It was quite terrifying because to hear their stories, because as protected as we were and are in New Zealand, what's happening globally is quite catastrophic on the scale. But at the same time, you know, when you have these quite big natural disasters like what happened after the earthquake in Haiti, the death toll was huge and nobody really, the world didn't notice. And so the scale is partly, I think, because of the intense press. And I think it does need to be, we do need to, definitely need to be responsive to it, but I think we also need to be aware that at the same time, you know, we have racism, we have the Black Lives Matter movement, we have the Indigenous peoples around the world being murdered just for being Indigenous. And then we have genocides that occur around the world. And so, you know, the COVID provoked a whole lot of equity issues, and it certainly didn't, you know, it was felt differently by different people.